Did you know what happens in your body after death? 2 days after you die, more than 1,000 of your genes can still be working. Some of them even switch on for the first time in years. In studies on animals and human tissues, researchers found genes that stayed active and in some cases increased their activity for up to 24 to 96 hours after death. Many of these genes are tied to stress responses, inflammation, and immune defense, almost as if the cells are still trying to survive, even without a heartbeat. But here's the strangest part. Some genes that normally only work during embryonic development actually turn back on after death. As normal regulation breaks down, genes from our very first stages of life become active again. And at the same time, other genes that wake up are linked to cancer growth and cell division. That doesn't mean your body is trying to grow tumors. It's more likely a side effect. When the brakes on gene activity fail, growth pathways that overlap with cancer programs briefly turn on without any real purpose. So why does a dead body activate these genes at all? Probably because there's no conscious plan here. Instead, these are automatic molecular processes still running while some cells have energy left, creating a strange, organized afterlife of genetic activity. And this raises real questions. If genes and cells are still active for days, is our definition of death too simple? And what does this mean for organ transplants and autopsies, where timing after death can change both safety and how we understand the body's final messages? Death, it seems, isn't a clean, sudden stop. It's a slow, layered shutdown. Long after the brain has gone quiet, the body is still fighting its last invisible battles, deep down at the level of genes. Your brain can generate false memories faster than you might think. Have you ever been certain something happened, only to find out it never did? You're not alone. False memories are surprisingly common, and research suggests people can form them within seconds of an event. One explanation comes from fuzzy trace theory. It says memory has 2 layers: a verbatim trace, which is what actually happened, and a gist trace, where your brain interprets the meaning of the event. And here's the problem. The gist often takes over. Classic experiments show just how powerful this effect is. In the famous Lost in the Mall study, a researcher convinced about a quarter of participants that they'd been lost in a shopping center as children. It never happened, but the memory felt real. In another study, around half of participants came to believe they'd taken a hot air balloon ride as kids. All it took was showing them a doctored photo. Now here's the part most people miss. A newer study looked at how quickly false memories form. Volunteers were shown a series of letters and asked to recall one highlighted letter. But sometimes the letters were mirrored. People were usually accurate with normal letters, but when the letter was mirrored, their memory dropped sharply, and the longer they waited to answer, the worse it got. That tells us something unsettling. Memory isn't just stored and replayed. It starts changing almost immediately. What you expect to see shapes what you remember. Misinformation, suggestive images, and interference from older memories can all twist new ones. Did you know that people who can't stop thinking about someone they were never really with, even when nothing officially happened, are often experiencing something called imagined attachment? It forms when your brain doesn't bond with who a person actually is, but with the potential of what could have been, the version of the story that never got a chance to exist. Neuroscience shows the dopamine system plays a huge role here. It rewards every fantasy, every replayed conversation, every what-if scenario that runs through your mind. Each imagined moment gives a small hit of pleasure, keeping the loop alive. At the same time, the amygdala and hippocampus store emotional memory. And here's the key part. They don't clearly separate imagined experiences from real ones. So moments you never lived can feel just as real as memories you did. Psychologically, this often starts with unmet needs: love, validation, safety. When those needs go unanswered, the mind attaches to an idealized version of someone who seemed capable of meeting them. And once that attachment forms, the brain doesn't question reality versus imagination. It responds to emotional meaning. That's why missing them feels real, because to your nervous system, it is real. This isn't delusion. It's your mind replaying what once felt possible.